Hi, BikeHedonia here. I'm here with Beastie. We are on the road to Paris. Not going anywhere for just a couple of hours because I've decided to repack all my stuff. It's not terribly easy keeping order when you're trying to pack all your shit, your entire life, onto a motorbike. So I decided it was time to stop, repack and assess the situation. And I thought, while I'm at it, why don't I give you a little bit of a guided tour of the chaos that is my life that I'm strapping to the back of Beastie at the moment, and also my Round the World Panniers from Giant Loop. Okay, so here we are, and here is Beastie, and you can see in the background my panniers. I've stripped everything off and we're going to start again. To the left we have one set of stuff that I need to fit in the panniers, and to the right we have another set of stuff that I need to fit in the panniers. This may not be the easiest thing in the world, but we'll have a go. So this stuff here is mainly for Beastie. As you can see, I've got some spare parts nicely strapped down in my Lenovo box there to protect them. I figured there's no point riding around with a spare stator and a spare injector and spare rocker arms if they're going to get bent out of shape every time I crash. So it's a little bit bulky, but I've packed them securely there. Got my oil filters as well. I'll be due for an oil change in about 1,000 kilometers, I think, so just carrying that shit around for the moment too. There are my panniers waiting to be filled up. Hi Beastie. And over here we have my personal effects. So on the far right we have toiletries and medicines. Then we have my computers, my phone, bits and pieces, you know, your chargers and stuff. Then I've got my paperwork, so carnet de passage and all of my various documents for myself and the motorbike to help me get across borders. The flat packed packages there. So on the right I've got my jacket, my sort of mid-layer jacket. On the left I've got all my thermal layers for when it gets really cold. They're packed down quite nicely. Then moving along to the fat dry bag, that's my clothes. And then moving right along we have a few things like spare inner tubes, water bag, tie downs, and all the rest. So here are my panniers, and I'll just show you quickly how they're mounted. So on the bike, if we come over here to the bike, I have Touratech pannier rails, and so therefore I have got the Touratech pucks, which work with the Giant Loop as the mounting system for those particular pannier rails. So when you get your mounting system with your panniers, your mounting system with these pucks here from Touratech, they actually come with instructions on how to mount hard boxes, not your soft panniers, and so immediately you freak out and think, oh, they sent me the wrong product. They haven't sent you the wrong product. You do it in pretty much the same way. So it's slightly disconcerting at first when you're setting it up. You sort of have to measure out where exactly you want the frame to sit, and then you have to get out your drill and you have to drill some holes. So in behind the orange sort of plasticky canvas here, you've got a really hard piece of perspex, which is what keeps everything nice and rigid, and allows you to mount like this. And so what you need to do is there's 4 screws in each of these pucks, so you end up sort of mapping out where you want your pucks, and you drill some holes in the perspex, put some screws through, and similar deal up here for these ones. So I don't know if you can see just here. Let's come around to the side. Yeah, so these ones, they sit over the bottom pannier rail, so you just lift it up and hook it on. And then these ones, these little levers, you can tighten them from the inside. So what you do is you loosen them off, you mount it up, your rail obviously comes along here, and then once you're in place, stick them up like this, and that will stop your panniers from coming off the rail, which is behind there. So quite easy. I'll show you what it looks like on the inside. So on the inside of the pannier, come in here, and got magnetic tires there. 1 second. And so if you open up the pannier, this is what it looks like. Now, when you want to adjust how tight your pucks are and to take your panniers on and off the bike, what you do is you reach down here, you open up this one, and there you go. You can see the perspex. I guess actually it might not be perspex. Look, it's stiff plastic, whatever kind of plastic this is. Anyway, so you've got your stiff plastic panel here with your screws through, so you can see that. And these little doohies will wind in and out to adjust how tight those top little levers are. So you can turn them around when you're trying to get the thing off the bike, and you can tighten it up when you don't want your panniers coming off while you're riding along. So that's all very simple. So you tighten it up, and when you've done that, voila, stick down your Velcro again, and you have a beautiful pannier. So I'm not sure how much you're going to be able to see of what I'm doing here, but I'm going to put my panniers back on. Now you can mount them whichever way you want, with this pocket forward or that pocket forward. I prefer this pocket forward because it's sort of convenient to get your water bottles and things out of. Just reach in and it's a little elastic strap here. It's nice and convenient, so I like to have it forward. So over and down, push the pucks in, turn the little levers upright so that they're locked in against the rubber. And then you reach in. So one more observation I was going to make, it's about the straps, these ones on top. Now, once you've actually got your panniers mounted properly and you're using these pucks like this on your frames, you don't actually need the straps over the top. They don't take the weight of the pannier or anything like that. And, you know, they're useful when you first get the panniers because you need to sort of sit them over your frames and, you know, do some measuring and line up where you want your pucks and where you want everything to go. So they're useful when you first get it like that, but you don't have to run with them all the time. You can just take them off completely. I haven't done that though because I am a hyper cautious person and I always think about, you know, oh, what if I go across the biggest bump ever and everything flexes? You know, I don't want my panniers flying off. I don't know if this is a rational fear or not. It might well be. But anyway, the observation I was going to make is you can, of course, have your straps done up. Just right across the top as per normal, just as extra insurance if you like, and if you're hyper cautious like me. As people with a 690 Enduro will know and undoubtedly love, we of course have a rear fuel cap right here, which is just glorious when you're trying to strap shit to the back of your bike and then fill up your bike. Now, the thing that I noticed with these straps though is that it's really quite excellent. Alright, so you do up the middle strap to the middle strap, it's not in the way. Then if you do up this strap diagonally that way, this strap diagonally this way, voila, you can still fill up without undoing your straps. Very nice. Well, it's dark now, but Beastie is finally fully loaded. As you can see, she's a little bit overloaded too. Look at that. So the panniers are full. We've also got the pannier pockets up the front, which are very useful. And also got the camping gear just strapped up and across the back there, because just not enough room at the moment. Now, I have hope though that this is actually going to become eventually rational and manageable, because at the moment I'm carrying a little bit of extra stuff that I plan to ditch very soon. So I'm carrying 4 litres of oil because for some reason I ended up with 4 litres of oil. That's a long story. And I'm too cheap to not take them on with me and use them for my next oil change. So as soon as I do my next oil change, that'll be what, 2.3, 2.8 litres in the bike instead of in my panniers, so that will be fine. Also got a t-shirt and a few extra bits and pieces that are not going any further than Brisbane. So yeah, I have hopes of rationalising the situation slightly further still, but as you can see, packing your whole life onto one motorbike is not an easy thing. Poor beastie, she is loaded up.